Have you experienced the awesome power of the Panasonic Real 3DO system? Obviously.
Presenting 3DO, the most advanced home gaming system in the universe. It's time to put away your toys.
3DO from Panasonic, Gold Star, and Creative Labs. A new low price and free games.
Mind-blowing graphics of Panasonic Real 3DO.
3DO.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 3DO Experience, the 3DO retrospective podcast, where we talk about all things 3DO, the 3DO company, the console, and everything in between. I am Bill, and this is Threk. How you doing, Threk?
Well, Bill, as our video listeners or our video watchers can see, I have a new camera angle because I bought a second screen. So I'm doing fucking great. I've stepped into the 21st century. How are you?
I'm doing good. Had another wonderful day of work where I stood behind a machine and pretended to work for most of the day. You know, classic.
See, at work this week, I've actually been busy. Like both days, Monday and Tuesday, I've just been busy like the entire day, which is great. I prefer that. You know, people ask me how I like my new job. And I'm like, it's great because I'm busy most of the time and people leave me alone. It's great. I'm kind of a ghost there. Like, I just show up, I sit down at my desk and do stuff. Barely anybody talks to me outside of just like a quick good morning or whatever. You know, and I go on my breaks and I leave and everything. It's fucking awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just being ignored. Ignored socially, but they give me work to do. Like that's what matters to me.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm at my work sometimes. Like I've been there like over 2 years now, and I'm pretty sure the majority of people there have no fucking idea who I am.
Yeah,
just hilarious.
But I think for introverts like you and me, it's kind of nice because then you don't have to like convince people that you're normal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind having conversation. It's just kind of funny how I can just walk through like parts of the building and like people just won't even question it. Like, who the hell's this guy?
Well, it's like I'll leave a little bit early every day anyways, though how I do it in like my little time clock, it's always fine and nobody ever says a word. So
it's good.
Yeah. But this week we're covering a Seal of the Pharaoh for the 3DO. Oh, you got a copy of it. Nice.
You sure are.
Yep. But before we do that, we're gonna do our little news roundup. So today, when we recorded this, it was Gamescom opening night live. I think this is the first time like they did a big like presentation for Gamescom. Am I correct on that? Or at least this is the first time like Jeff Keighley has like co-opted it and made it part of his thing.
I think so. Maybe they kind of all blend together these days.
Yeah, because they're all kind of the exact same presentation. Like it's the exact same setup. It's always just Keighley standing there smiling way too hard, trying to be excited about every single game. You know, I mean, he's doing what he's got to do, right? He's a presenter, but
I enjoy his passion, but sometimes it's like, buddy,
like I can tell he's passionate about games, and I think that's great. And I think what he's trying to do good for the industry, which I applaud him for. But yeah, I don't like his vibe. Some about him just bugs me. I don't know.
Jeff is very like hit or miss. Like I always think like one of his best moments I can think of is like when they brought him on for it was back when like they were like all going against Mass Effect on the fucking mainstream media for whatever reason.
Was this when Andromeda came out?
No, this was like this was Mass Effect 1, like during the whole Mass Effect controversy.
I don't remember that.
I forget what news. It was probably Fox for all I know, but
it was that that one lady who was trying to be like, oh, Mass Effect is like you can like have sex in the game or whatever.
Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah, and then Keighley's like, it's not bad at all. What are you talking about?
Well, my favorite Keighley quote is she says her spiel and Keighley's like, so did you even play the game? Like,
oh yeah, and she's like, no.
He just shits all over. He's like, yeah, none of that shit fucking happens. You just made that up. And that's just like,
yeah. And then apparently she did go and play the game and corrected her mistake.
Yeah.
So good on her.
It was so funny. He just like thought I was like, yeah, I ain't dealing with this bullshit today.
Yeah. I'll give him credit for that. So
that was before he was like really big though. That was like way back.
That's when he was I think it was when he was still working at. Was he working at Game Trailers?
I think so. God, game trailers. That's a blast from the past.
I know, but I think that's where I first saw him was there. So, but anyways, so yeah, so there was the opening night live, there was the pre-show, and there was the full show. I just grabbed the announcements that I thought were interesting from it. There isn't a huge amount of them, and a lot of them were just like showing off games that we've already seen. So, it's like, oh, Outer Worlds 2 trailer. It's like, well, we already know Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. So, but we'll start with the new stuff, and we'll start with the goddamn first thing they showed. Right? I can't believe they're doing this. Bubsy 4D.
How do you do, fellow kids? We're relevant, right?
So in the Superpod Network Discord, the game for this month was Bubsy 3D, right? Yes, Tony picked it, but I did kind of campaign for it, so I take some credit for it. And I was the first one to beat it. Kudos for me. What a nightmare. And I was like, oh, I'll never have to worry about that game again. And then lo and behold, I see fucking this thing, and like I was at work, so I couldn't do the streamer freak out thing or whatever, but I almost tipped over in the chair because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then I look at the trailer and I'm like, God damn it doesn't look half bad.
So I don't know what I'm more like, what the fuck about this or the fact that they're giving Bubsy 3D proper controls. Like that still is blowing my mind.
Yeah, because the Bubsy collection, it's coming out September 9th, I think. And depending on the price, I'm gonna buy it day one and then try to get all the achievements. Fuck, I'm gonna have to play Bubsy 3D again. Though it does, but yeah, I need to at least play it to see what those new analog controls are like.
I want to see if
I have to know, does it improve the game?
Watching that little trailer of that, just watching that for like 2 seconds, like this looks wrong on so many levels. Like it just didn't look right.
And I just have a bad feeling I'm gonna play it with the analog control and be like, okay, it's actually like playable now.
It's not a great game because the whole game is kind of just.
It's not like the controls aren't the only issue with Bubsy, but it is the biggest problem. And
it's
that if it controlled fine,
frustrating.
Yes, exactly. So I got to check it out. But yeah, they're doing Bubsy fucking 4D.
You know what my favorite
all the quotes in there where it's like the Italian plumber guy, or like, oh, they call me the orange blur, or Atari. I thought they were dead.
You know what's really funny? Like the amount of people that have already forgotten that this isn't even the first Bubsy revival. Like,
yeah, there were those two.
I'm like, guys, we tried this already. It didn't work. Why are we doing this now?
Well, it's being made by I forget the name of the company, but they made Demon Turf, which was another like kind of open world 3D platformery thing like this. It didn't get like the best reviews, but people were like generally okay with it. It was like a 6-7 kind of a game, out of 10. So I'm thinking if this game is like that same quality, it's probably going to be the best Bubsy game ever made.
I mean, to be fair, like Paws on Fire, it's just Bit Trip Runner, so it's really not bad.
Yeah, but you should just play Bit Trip Runner at that point.
That other one they made, like the one that Black Forest Games made,
Wooly Strikes Back.
That game is fully functioning and like isn't really objectively bad. It's just boring as shit. Like that's kind of like.
Wait, who made that one?
Black Forest Games.
Oh, those are the guys making that TMNT Last Ronin game.
Yep, they made the Gianna Sisters remake. I think they handled the Destroy All Human Sports.
Yep, that was
them
as well. Yeah,
they're a good studio. Like they just like farted that out for some reason, and
because UFO Interactive held the rights to Bubsy.
Yeah, and they brought back the Accolade name, which I'm always like sitting there going like, oh boy.
But did Atari buy UFO, or just does Atari own Bubsy now?
I wonder if the rights just kind of defaulted over. Actually,
or no, maybe it was Limited Run bought them.
So
does Atari own Limited Run?
So actually, this is actually a little interesting. Infogrames bought Accolade.
And Infogrames is now
Atari. So maybe they just licensed it out for that previous thing, and then now that they just defaulted back to them.
Maybe, I don't know. We need to get to the bottom of this. Who owns Bubsy?
I'm just sitting here thinking like, who asked for this? Because it's like, because I don't think anyone asked for the Bubsy collection either. That just happened, and everyone's like, sure.
Yeah, why not? It'll be interesting to play that because I've only played a little bit of Bubsy 1 and I hated it. And then I've beaten Bubsy 3D and I hated that more. So it'll be interesting to play all of the Bubsy games, even like the Game Boy version of 2, which I've never even considered playing in my life. So, and again, it's kind of the same with like Gex and like Toomba and all these kind of like obscure platformers from this era getting their kind of revival right now. Yeah, I jokingly said, I think it was to Keith from Main Quest, like all we need now is Bug 3. But I think Sega owns that, so yeah. I doubt it. But yeah, like this is just weird as fuck. Oh yeah, my favorite quote, I literally wrote it down, was, "I got one brain cell and it's working overtime." Like they're leaning into the meme, especially where it's like you can unlock the Bubsy 3D skin, like it's like the Mario 64 skin in Odyssey. You know, they're leaning into like the weird cross-eyed thing. Like I think Tony said it. They're leaning into like when the Shaq Fu sequel came out. And they were kind of leaning into the meme of that as a way to try to make up for the quality of the game. So it's one of those like, is this going to not be a good game? And it's like, well, if it's not, then it's kind of online for Bubsy. But I don't know, looking at it, it'll probably be fine.
See, I just find this one bizarre because it's like, this isn't even original. They tried this already and it failed. Like,
yeah, so
I'm like, why are they doing it again?
Maybe because with Atari and Limited Run backing it, it has a bigger audience and a bigger kind of marketing budget. Because I didn't even know that Bit Trip Runner Bubsy came out until you brought it up to me, like however long ago now. Like I knew about the original one, the Woolly Strikes Back, but I didn't know about the Paws on Fire.
Yeah, Paws on Fire kind of came out of nowhere and like no one played it. Most people shat on it without playing it, which is par for the course with Bubsy. Yeah. I bought it out of curiosity.
They're both on my Steam wish list, so I'll buy them eventually.
See, I only bought Paws on Fire because I saw it was the Bit Trip Runner team, and I was vaguely curious, and I bought it. I played it. I'm like, oh, it's just Bit Trip Runner, cool.
Yeah,
and that was it. It came with a soundtrack CD and everything. I'm like,
oh, that's cool.
Like, cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's a piece of gaming history. You own it.
The funniest comment I saw regarding this was someone commented, "We get a fourth Bubsy before we get Spyro 4." And then it just said, "I hate this timeline," which I then responded, I'm like, this is like the 7th Bubsy in reality.
And also the Spyro 4 is kind of secretly, not so secretly, being the project that Toys for Bob is working on for Microsoft.
We also already have Spyro 4. It's called Enter the Dragonfly, but
we don't talk about that game.
But it's so entertaining. It's the 06.
To watch other people play it, not to play it for yourself.
You can beat it in 2 seconds if you know the right glitch to exploit.
But yeah, Bubsy 4D, it doesn't have a release date. My guess is it'll come out next year.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw it, I thought it was an April Fool's joke, like an early April Fool's joke.
No, see, I saw an April Fool's joke. It was I think it was Jake from Press B to Cancel posted something in his about like a Superman 64 remake, and I was watching the video, and at first I was like, this is fake, this isn't real, and then it kept going, and I'm like, oh no, is this actually fucking real? And then by the end of it I was like, oh no, this is fake. But like it tricked me for a split second. I'm like, no way, there's no way they would actually. And also they wouldn't call it Superman 64 Warner Brothers wouldn't sanction this. Come on.
Also, the game was never technically called Superman 64, but that's
I know. We don't have to get into that minutia, do we?
No.
But anyways, the next game, actually, I thought this was interesting. I did not know this existed. So Night Dive is putting out another thing. I forget if they dated this or not, but it's a remaster of an old game called Outlaws, which was a first-person shooter made by LucasArts back in 1997, and it has, like an Old West theme. It's very much in the style of like Doom or Quake. I did not know this was a thing. I had never heard of this game before. It looks really cool. Like it has like a cartoony kind of art style to it. Looks very reminiscent of like, Old West kind of like animation that we would watch as like kids or whatever kind of a thing.
I
It's
hate
called.
the fact that I type in Outlaws game and I get fucking Star Wars Outlaws.
I've heard that's a good game though.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those where I'm like,
well, it's called, if you want the full title, it's called Outlaws plus Handful of Missions. So.
Oh, okay. I've seen this game before.
I've never seen it before. It looks really cool though.
This game reminds me a lot of how they, how that era you just always have these like different FPSs. Like it kind of reminds me of like some of those weird build engine FPSs that weren't Duke Nukem.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Like there was that other one that wasn't Blood, because Blood was the one that everyone liked. It was like the Redneck Rampage or something. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but I think there was.
Well, what's interesting is the classic version. It is on Steam, and you can buy it for $6. But the remaster, it comes out in November of this year. Why the fuck did I say April? And yeah, this is, I'm probably gonna pick. I mean, Night Dive. Yeah, I've been talking about Heretic and Hexen a little bit, and that's a good version. Night Dive have just been killing it with the remasters lately. So whatever game they choose to remaster, I'm like, I'm in. I want to.
Oh yeah. It is Red Deck Rampage.
Yeah.
God, that's a game.
Yeah, Outlaws. It's great. I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of a game, oh boy, this is a brand new game. It's a Japanese. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I'm going to try my best. Densha Attack. I wrote down 3D platformer where you're a train car. So it's like, yeah, you're like a train car, but like there's a point where it's like you jump on like a Ferris wheel and you control the Ferris wheel, and it looks like it's very hectic and chaotic, right? It gives me like a Jet Set Radio vibe in the art style and the presentation of it.
Yeah, I got
it looked really fucking cool though.
It looks interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically everyone's commenting that it looks like Jet Set.
Yeah. It just has that vibe to it, and the game just looks incredibly chaotic, which could either be really good or really bad. Who knows? But
see, when you first said Japanese looking game where person plays his train car, I was meaning like, is this like Drive Girls?
No, Bill, this is not Drive Girls. But yeah, that game looks cool. I'll keep an eye on that one. The next game was Routine, which when I saw Routine, my first thought was, there's no way they're announcing Alien Isolation 2 already. I mean, they are working on it, but I was like, there's no way they have a trailer for it already. But no, it's an original game. It's called Routine. It just looks like Alien Isolation, like the same retro 70s sci-fi look. You're roaming around a spaceship all by yourself being chased by some unknown entity. So, I mean, again, it looks cool. If it's better than Alien Isolation, then it'll be good. Because I've tried Alien Isolation a couple times. I cannot get into that game, like, at all.
The most notable thing I see here is that Mick Gordon's doing the soundtrack.
That's cool. Glad he's still getting work.
Also, the publisher's name is Raw Fury, and that's just awesome.
Raw Thrills. But different. But yeah, that game looks interesting, so I'll keep an eye on that one. I mean, Sonic Racing's already been announced. It's coming out. But they had a big cross promotion with this one because they're emphasizing the cross promo stuff. This one is funny. They're putting Pac-Man in it.
Cool.
So they're doing a cross promotion with Pac-Man where I guess he'll have like his own like track, and he could race and all that stuff. And what's funny is now Pac-Man is the only character to be in a Mario and a Sonic racing game, because he was also in the arcade version of Mario Kart. Kart GP, I believe. And I have physically sat in that cabinet and played it, and I played Pac-Man, of course. So yeah, so now Pac-Man has been in both of those. Talk about crossing barriers, right? And then to sort of counter promote it, there is a Sonic DLC for the upcoming Pac-Man World 2 repack, where it looks like they're adding in, it looks like Sonic Generations Green Hill as like a bonus level, but playing that in like the Pac-Man World 2 style, which looks really interesting. And then it ends with the two of them like high five and be like, yeah, we're totally cool, man. So, and I'm like, that's Sure, why not? Why the fuck not? Right?
I mean, I'm just excited for that racing game because like
it looks good.
it looks better than Team Sonic Racing. And I didn't think Team Sonic Racing was that bad, but
It's not a bad game, but it's no Transformed.
no.
No. So and I believe that has an open network test coming up pretty soon, or it might be out now. So I'm gonna see if I can get into it because I would like to mess around with it a little bit.
I'm so glad that's crossplay too. That'll be so fun.
Oh yeah, we will be racing that game for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm bringing this up only because it's kind of fitting for me, and that was they had like the big full reveal trailer for Black Ops 7. I mean, it had already been announced prior, but here they're like, to me, it looks like they're trying to do more of like the Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3 type stuff, where they have like jetpacks and robots, and it's more kind of looking a little bit more in the future, which I know that was not a very popular era of Call of Duty. So, but it looks like
Battlefield either. So.
No, but it looks like they're trying to bring that back to a certain degree. And I believe that as far as the story goes, I think it's a direct sequel to Black Ops 2 as well. But of course, I'm not that far yet in the series, so I can't give you all the details on that. Stay tuned for the Thrack Ops episode, whatever, when we get to Black Ops 2. And then we could talk about that there. So but I just figured I'd bring that up. Another big one is this game. I'd seen it leaked before, but now it's real. It is Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight.
It looks kind of good.
So this is basically what Traveler's Tales has been working on after Skywalker Saga. I initially heard they were doing a Lego Harry Potter game where they were going to put everything into one, which would make sense. But no, they're doing Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I think it's based on like the movies. I think it wasn't. It wasn't.
I was getting.
Yeah, it wasn't clear because it's not going to be Skywalker Saga where they put all the Batman games together. They kind of can't do that because they're not really cohesive. And then, of course, they bring in all the other DC heroes for 2 and 3, so that kind of creates a mess. And then there was the DC Villains game, whatever, right? So, but it looks like it's taking cues from particularly the Nolan movies. Because you get the what was the Batmobile called in those? Was it the Tumbler or the tank or whatever? The Tumbler, yeah, the Tumbler's in there. Like there's the whole thing with the Bane saying, "I was born in the dark." They do that whole thing. There are obvious Arkham influences. Like when you do the scan of the room, or when you do the little bat symbol of the explosive gel. Like obvious Arkham influences there. I think it's going to be like a big open world Batman-y kind of game. But yeah, it does look really good. I'm really interested in it because I know some people were kind of iffy on Skywalker Saga because it was them just kind of retreading old ground that they had already done.
They retreaded old ground and did it worse somehow.
Yeah, to be fair, this could be kind of the same, but it looks a little bit more original compared to what they had done previously with the Batman games, where they kind of just became DC games. So, I mean, we'll see. Yeah. I think it's coming out next year. I'll keep an eye on it. It does look really good.
Yeah, I mean, I like me some Batman, so be sure to check that out.
Yeah, so I'll keep an eye on that. Some other things I thought were interesting is a game called Voidbreaker. It looks like this like real stylistic kind of first-person shootery kind of game. It's already out on Game Pass. I tried to download it, but it wasn't there. So my guess is it'll probably be there tomorrow, so I can give it a try. It looks interesting to me. There's a game called Zero Parades. So this is the next game from Zaum, who were the development team for Disco Elysium. But I know if I'm correct on this, a lot of the original members of Disco Elysium left and formed their own studio where they're working on something else. Is that right?
Maybe. I'm not super. I enjoyed Disco Elysium for what it was, but I didn't get super into it like a lot of people did.
Okay. So, but I know there was some like turmoil with like the development studio and everything like that. So, I mean, it looks interesting for sure. It's kind of going for like a cyberpunky type of thing. So, it'll just be interesting to see what becomes of that. This game, I don't know. This game looked like it would maybe be a U game, Bill, called Neverness to Everness. And the only thing I put down was anime racing game, where it's
What's it
basically like
called?
Neverness to Everness. And I think
That's the name.
and it looks like it's like an anime racing game, but it's focused on like Japan, like street racing. But it's all like a bunch of like one of the characters straight up looks like you from Persona 4. But I saw it, I'm like, interesting. The problem with Gamescom and a lot of these Jeff Keighley things that I've noticed is they'll show off like a Japanesey weeby looking game that could be like an RPG or something. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. And then it'll say like, oh, beta test or coming to phones or like, it's some like fucking Genshin Impact type thing. And then I'm like, pass. Fucking pass. I don't want to play those kind of games.
The thing that kind of concerns me here is that it's listed primarily as Android, iOS, and then Windows and PS5 are kind of just tacked on.
So it might be another one of those, like a gotcha kind of game. That's a shame.
It's developed by Hada Studio.
Ooh,
already.
Oh boy.
It looks.
I mean, I like the idea of like an anime racing game, but like done like a standard console racing game. But
it's apparently like more of an action role-playing racing game.
Oh, fucking course it is. It's the gotcha stuff.
Could be interesting. If it's cheap, I'll give it a try.
I mean, it combines two things you like.
I mean, this is a little bit too anime even for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
that's saying something for sure.
I don't know. I see a little too many cat girls, and that's kind of already too much.
I thought you liked the cat girls.
Yeah, not really.
That's okay. And then the last thing I saw was Black Myth Zonghui. I probably said that wrong. So I guess Black Myth is now a series. So Wukong was the first one, and now Zonghui is the second one. I heard really good things about Wukong. It is now out on Xbox. So I've thought about, like, when it goes on discount, I'll probably buy it and give it a try because it looks interesting. And, I beat Liza P, so I can beat a Souls-like proper. So I have more confidence in playing them. So but that's cool. They're getting another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything from Gamescom that looked interesting that I didn't mention?
Not really. That's pretty much all the stuff I saw. Like, it was kind of like my whole thing now is kind of like I see games. I'm like, oh, those look cool. And I'm like, I can't afford these right now.
Yeah. I mean, they had a whole thing for Resident Evil Requiem, which looks cool, but it's like, I mean, we're kind of sold on it's Resident Evil. So
yeah, everyone's going to buy it. So.
Exactly. We were flipping when they saw it. So, and then some other new stuff I saw. So I think it was today, there was that Kirby Air Riders Direct where I was like 15, 20 minutes on Kirby Air Riders. Like Sakurai came in and is like, I'm doing Kirby Air Riders because I want to. I didn't watch it. So
it looked cool. I mean, if you like Air Riders, I was always kind of like Air Riders. I was pretty indifferent towards.
Yeah.
It looks nice. The name still makes me laugh because every time I hear Kirby Air Riders, I think Sonic Free Riders, and I'm like, that's not a good.
Ooh, that's not a good comparison. No,
that's not a good thing to think of.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of like overplayed my fucking I hate this piece of shit kind of thing, but really, it's just not a game for me. I've tried to play it a bunch of times, played in multiplayer, and it's just not a game I really enjoy. It's not really what I want out of a Kirby game.
It's another case of like where it's like Nintendo, make a new F-Zero for the love of God.
Like, yeah, they'll make Mario Kart, they'll make another Kirby racing game, but they can't bother to make a new F-Zero. Like, what the actual fuck?
I have no ideas. Can't think of anything. I think that's Miyamoto's literal like excuse every time.
Yeah. Like for some reason he's like, oh, I have to do something new with it. And it's like, but you just regurgitate Mario forever and ever, and that's fine.
Also, he didn't even make the last F-Zero. He just farmed it off to Sega, and they did a better fucking job.
Amusement Vision. Fucking bangers, right?
Yep.
I don't know.
What happened to Amusement Vision? Oh, yeah, they're making Yakuza now. Good for them.
Yeah, they're RGG Studio. They're making Virtua Fighter.
And Monkey Ball. Apparently, they made the Monkey Ball games.
Yeah, they made Monkey Ball. Of course, they're doing Like a Dragon. They're working on, I think, Stranger Than Heaven. That's like their new IP that looks Yakuza, but I'm curious to how it's going to be different. It might be different in the same way like the Lost Judgment games are different, where it's like kinda, but also kinda not really. But
Yakuza,
who cares?
different.
People will eat the Yakuza slop until they die, so it's fine, right?
Yes.
But yeah, Kirby Air Riders, it's coming out in November. So what's interesting is like the only other Nintendo game slated this year that doesn't have a release date yet is Metroid Prime 4. I don't think it's going to get delayed out of the year. Some people speculate that. I don't think so. It could just be a case of they're waiting for like the September Direct to be like, oh, it's out in like 2 weeks, which they've done with Metroid before. They have. So that could, I mean, September would be a nice slot for that game.
I wonder if they're holding it off for the holiday season because they know there's going to be a lot of Switch 2s this holiday season.
I mean, then it would have been the November game, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
Or is it going to be like in that weird, like, because if you want to be a holiday game, they usually put it in November because then people have a bunch of time to get it before Christmas, right? But when you slot it into December, it might be weird.
I don't know because I always think of like I remember like every now and then you'll sometimes like do a random slot and it'll just hit for whatever reason. Like
yeah,
I always remember Fire Emblem Awakening was like one of those famous games where like it was just like thrown out in this really weird time slot, and it happened to be at a point where all the 3DS owners were like, "We have nothing to play." Oh, Fire Emblem! I've heard that's interesting. Let's try this game, and it ended up being this massive success.
Yeah, so I mean, I think September would be a perfect spot for Prime 4, but I feel like they would probably be smart to announce it before like a major direct type of deal. So, I mean, hey, it's Nintendo. Like next week, they could drop a trailer and be for Prime 4 and be like, it's out September 22 or whatever. Go play it. Because October has Pokemon Legends EA. So they don't really want to stomp on Pokemon. And then November's Kirby Air. I find it weird Kirby Air Riders is their November holiday thing. Because I really don't think that's going to be a big seller for the holidays. I really don't. But
yeah,
who knows? Because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people who like Kirby Air Ride is just because it was like the GameCube Kirby game.
Yeah, it's like a lot of GameCube games where like people are really nostalgic for them, even though not all of them have aged amazingly.
Yeah, I mean, I love the GameCube. I think there's a lot of fantastic games on there, but I think Kirby Air Ride is one of the few that just never hit for me, really.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
So, but in any case, there was that. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it was Rod Ferguson, who is known for being a big help on like Gears of War and everything. He had recently been on Blizzard helping out with Diablo, and he had announced that he was leaving Blizzard to move on to greener pastures. And I guess the greener pastures is he's heading to 2K to head up the BioShock team because they're working on BioShock 4. Reports coming out of that are the game has not been doing very well. Apparently they were going to do a big remake of 1, but they've scrapped it entirely to focus on a BioShock 4. They let some of the staff go, and now they're bringing in Rod Ferguson to kind of get it across the finish line. And apparently he'd helped out with BioShock Infinite in the past. So if that's anything to go by, it'll play really well.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because there's like so many different like Gears, like Epic people that have gone in different places.
Yeah.
As long as they don't go like where like Cliff went and make Radical Heights.
Yeah. Well, Cliff seems to be doing fine now. I think he like owns a couple bars and does stand up. So
the last thing I remembered was Radical Heights.
Well, back when I was on Twitter, I used to follow him a bunch, or I followed him and would check his stuff, and he was like trying to do stand up at his bars or whatever, and I'm like, whatever. See, he's having fun. He's not bothering anybody. I read his book. His book is fantastic. I'd recommend anybody check it out because it's really revealing and really like a humbling kind of a thing. Because he even talks about the failure of Radical Heights and like really goes into detail about like what he got right and what he got wrong and what he would do differently and all that stuff. And completely admits to it being a mistake on his part, kind of thing, which I commend him for doing.
It makes sense. I just always thought it was weird because the whole reason he left Epic was because he didn't like Fortnite.
Even though he may have named Fortnite.
Yeah, it's just such a weird thing. And then he immediately makes a Fortnite clone.
Well, Radical Heights wasn't a Fortnite clone.
Well, it was a battle royale.
It wasn't. It was a arena shooter like Unreal.
Was it? I
Yeah.
remember it being I remember it being a weird
Well, this was when like Overwatch came out and was like a
Oh,
huge
maybe.
hit, like the hero shooter thing. And Radical Heights was trying to position itself as like an arena shooter, similar to like Quake or Unreal, that, you know, Cliff was known for Unreal. And the whole time when he was talking about it, he was like shitting on Overwatch and all this other crap, which was really stupid of him. He was releasing it on PS4 and PC only, which also hurt him because, you know, he was known for making games for the Xbox brand. So avoiding Xbox entirely seemed like a weird move, which he admits to. You know, there was a lot of things that went wrong with Radical Heights. It did get a bit of a cult following, and I think it was like a year or so ago, like a fan server appeared for it, and people were playing it still. So there is some enjoyment, or still some love for that game. But
See, I always just remember when it was first announced, there was a hilarious video of Moist Critical playing it, and he was like hovering around a bike while he was riding it. I'm just like, what is he? What is this?
Yeah, Cliff talked about being like way in over his head with that.
Oh, you could tell it was
because it wasn't just making a game; it was running a whole studio, which he had never done before.
Oh yeah,
because he was at Epic his entire career up to that point. So, you know,
it happens to a lot of those developers when they go up on their own.
Oh yeah, he is not the only example of that. Our last two pieces of news. One of them is mainly for Bill, and one of them is mainly for me. But these are new game announcements. Well, new. Yeah. So the first one, I think it was leaked a couple days ago, but it formally got announced, and that was the Tales of Xillia remaster coming out October 31st as part of the Tales of Remastered project, because I think it's this year is the 30th anniversary of the Tales series. So Namco's like, oh, we're going to do from December of 24 to December of 26. That's like a whole celebration. And we're doing it by remastering a bunch of games. They did Symphonia, which I think was before that, I think.
Yes, Symphonia was, well, if you count the Vesperia remaster as the first one, they did that.
That was 2019, I think.
Yeah, that one was big just because they were finally giving us the PS3 version over here. Yeah. Then we got Symphonia, Symphonia was kind of a bad start because that was the laziest port ever made.
Yeah, and it's such a beloved game in the series.
Depending on who you ask, the Tales fans are weird like that.
Yeah, I think it's like general consensus, the favorite.
It's the most iconic, I'd say.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to say. Yeah.
Because I think Vesperia is also equally a fan favorite in a lot of ways, but it doesn't get the same icon. Status.
I think Vesperia is like, you could like, I think Symphonia is like the casual Tales fans' favorite game. And then Vesperia is like when you're starting to ask like the true fans or the more hardcore fans their favorite, and you'll hear Vesperia come up a lot.
Yeah. You'll hear, when you talk to the hardcore fans, you'll hear like Abyss, Graces, Vesperia. It could go into that Grace.
And even Xillia. I've heard a lot of people praise Xillia.
Xillia was like the big triumph for a lot of like longtime Tales fans, because I know a lot of Tales fans ended up getting shafted a bit when Vesperia came out, because a lot of them went PS3 thinking that's where the series was going to go, and then surprise, it's on Xbox. And we never got the PS3 version. A lot of Tales fans were still salty about that.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I bought my 360 just to play Vesperia.
That doesn't surprise me. I've heard plenty stories of RPG lovers buying a 360 just to play those handful of games.
I paid more for my copy of Vesperia than I did for the 360. That the state of the 360 at the time. But
what year was that? 2010?
It was 2014, the year the one came out, and Microsoft immediately just said fuck the 360. It was like,
I mean, it was still getting games up to like 2015.
Oh yeah, but they dropped support for it, like the consoles
pretty quickly. Pretty quickly.
It was more GameStop just had a shit ton of trade-ins, and they were like, "What do we do with all these fucking things?"
Yeah, that was the time. I mean, you can still find 360s everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's like PS2s. You just trip over them on the side of the road. There's so many of them.
Exactly.
But Zelia was a big anniversary game. I think it was like the 15th anniversary of the series at the time it came out. It was a huge game, like so the big PS3 game, Blu-ray disc. Um, Although I still think Abyss is technically the longest Tales game. The series is weird, but it was a cool game. It's notably the first time you got to play as a female protagonist, which is really cool.
Yeah, it does the dual protagonist thing, right?
Yep, Jude and Mila. And they both kind of their stories are both basically the same, but it was cool playing as a female protag. I mean, because we wouldn't really get a true one until Berseria a few years later. But Zelia just has like Zelia. The reason why Zelia is so beloved is it has one of the best combat systems in the series. Like they took everything that made the previous like Symphonia, Abyss, Vesperia, refined it to the point where like not only is the main character fun to play, but also like every side character is like a joy to play as. Like they made everybody fun, which is something that the series kind of struggles with in the past games to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just a bunch of cool mechanics. It's honestly a really cool game. It's kind of a shame that 2 was not included with this. But that's probably for later down the line. Just because 2 had a lot of it was very much a continuation of the game with a lot of improvements and story stuff.
Like, isn't 2 just like a full on like it is a sequel, but it's also like its own full game?
Oh yeah, it's like legitimately just the next Tales game they made, but they just made a sequel to the previous one rather than doing a new thing.
Because I remember it might have been like a year or so ago, like before the Graces remaster got unveiled. I think it was like some random like ratings board had like a rating for Tales of Xillia remaster on Switch. And if I'm remembering correctly, which I could not be, it said 1 and 2, but it could just be a case of they're probably going. My guess is if they're doing Xillia 1, they'll probably do Xillia 2. Because I think it makes sense. Yeah. So that might be the one they do, maybe not next year, but maybe like 6 months from now. They'll be like, oh, here's Xillia 2. Sorry.
Yeah. Because I remember when Graces got announced, the general consensus, because everyone thought it was going to be Xillia. And then when it was Graces, everyone was just kind of like, oh, well, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah. Because I think the one people really want is Abyss.
Yeah, Abyss is such a weird game in the series because a lot of people love it, but it also has a lot of people who dislike it. It's a very interesting entry in the series.
But if anything, you'd probably argue that's the one that would benefit the most from like a proper remaster, because it did get that 3DS one, but that's a long time ago now, and it kind of flew under the radar. It's kind of like Dragon Quest VIII, where that was also a PS2 RPG that got a 3DS remake, and in many ways that remake is better, but it's not really like a definitive version of that game. And I think it would benefit from like a modern proper remaster. And with Namco being more open to doing these Tales remasters, I mean, it says to me, because I mean, they're talking about like how they're doing this 2-year thing as like a celebration of the series, and they're doing this remastered project, but I can't imagine the remastered project is just going to be Graces and then both Xillia games. I can't imagine. I mean, they've already done Symphonia as well, and there's still probably a handful more they could do. Like, and I think Abyss would be one of them. Berseria could be another one.
Or all the Tales games that never left Japan.
I don't think they're doing those.
No, but we can hope. God damn it!
I think some of those are a little too old and archaic for people to appreciate, unfortunately. Because Symphonia was kind of like the beginning of the Tales series for a lot of people, including myself, and that's kind of like what people associate Tales with. Like, I've tried going back and playing Fantasia, and I'm like, no, I can't do. For 95, it's great, but it's I think Star Ocean aged better.
It did. Destiny is the one that's more interesting, in all honesty. Fantasia is kind of rough. Fantasia was such a weird developed game that half the team left and made Tri-Ace.
Yeah, and we got Star Ocean out of it, so. Yeah. But yeah, the Xillia remaster, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I would like to play more Tales games. It's just they're long games, and I struggle with playing RPGs in general. So
they're long games, and they are cliche storms like you wouldn't believe.
I mean, that doesn't bother me. It's just
it doesn't bother me either. But some people
it's just a pacing thing. Like, I mean, we've teased it before. Me playing this guy, Tales of Vesperia, which we might be doing later this year. Hint, hint. And that's the thing. What I've played of this game is fucking great. I love it. I love the characters. I like the story. I love the combat. It's just, I get busy with all this different podcasting shit I'm doing along with just real life stuff. And so it's easy for me to put down RPGs.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's a long game, whatever, right? It's easy for me to do that, but
Yes.
that's just me. So, but yeah, maybe I'll get to Zillia in like 2030, and we're still be waiting for the Abyss remaster at that point.
They'll give us fucking Legendia before they give us this.
Is that the one people don't like?
Legendia is the black sheep of the series in a lot of ways.
Okay, all right. Well, speaking of black sheep, Shenmue 3 is back in the news.
Yeah.
It's getting an enhanced edition.
Woo.
So if you've already bought the PS4 and the PC version, it'll get upgraded to that. But this enhanced edition is also coming to the Xbox and the Switch as well.
I forgot it was never on Xbox.
or Nintendo at all, because Sega didn't publish it. They licensed it out to Yu Suzuki to make the new one, and then I think it was Deep Silver published it originally, but now it's being published by Inti Creates or whatever.
Okay. The Galgun people, yay!
Hold on. Let me get this right, because if I'm gonna be a Shenmue boy, I need to get my facts straight. In Games.
Oh,
sorry,
not
in Games. Yes,
not the Galgun people.
Sorry, yeah, but developed by EaseNet, which is the studio Yu Suzuki formed up.
Yu Suzuki's.
And when this came out, he also talked about wanting to just still do Shenmue 4. I don't know, but
end the goddamn story, please.
It's supposed to be like 7 chapters, dude. Though to be fair, I think with 3 he crammed. I think with 2 and 3 he crammed like a bunch of them into the one game. But this enhanced edition, it'll have better graphics, performance, 4K texture uplift, support for DLSS, FSR upscaling. I like this. An increase in the number of NPCs populating the village to make it feel more alive. A classic camera mode inspired by Shenmue 1 and 2.
Sure.
Am I gonna have to hold the right trigger to run? I would be fine. I'd actually be okay with that. Gameplay tweaks, including, quote, optional stamina system adjustments, health restoration before fights, and reduced money barriers for smoother progression. Why not? The ability to skip cutscenes and conversations. You couldn't do that in the original. And an expanded QTE timing window.
So,
and also menu and UX enhancement stuff. They didn't give a release date for it, though. Last time I checked, they didn't.
Yeah, Shenmue 3 is a rough game, so I'm kind of actually...
I mean, the Shenmue games are kind of rough in general, and I say that as somebody who loves the Shenmue games.
1 and 2 get a pass for the time they came out. 3 had no excuse.
Oh, yeah. Shenmue 1, I think, is an amazingly forward-thinking game that was crushed by a more forward-thinking game that came out like a year later called Grand Theft Auto 3, and it kind of like buried what Shenmue was trying to do. And then by the time Shenmue 2 came out, I mean, it came out on the Dreamcast, I think it was like 01, 02, but then hit the Xbox in 03, 04-ish time, and it was already dated by that point.
Yeah.
And I've played a bit of Shenmue 2. I mean, it's just more Shenmue. I've beaten 1. I kind of want to replay through 1, and like to play through 2 properly before I get to this 3. I mean, the 1 and 2 HD, you can find them for like dirt cheap, so... and I believe everybody should play Shenmue 1.
Shenmue 1 is it's a jank game, but it's like one of those jank games that you really should try out.
It's full of charm. It has all the charm. It has that Sega charm to it.
It's got a vibe. Like there is a vibe.
It's got a
Shenmue.
vibe. Yeah. And I like the vibe.
You don't even have to follow the story. There's just something interesting about chilling as Ryu in like 80s Japan. Just walking around.
Yeah, getting the soda from a soda machine and going to the arcade. And I think this was this like the first game where like Sega put their like old games in a new game?
A part of me wants to say no because I feel like they've done it before, but it's definitely one of the most iconic.
Yeah. And as I always say, Shenmue walked so Yakuza could run.
Yeah, although
It has
Yakuza
they
did
have
it way better.
yes, but they both have very similar structures to them. It's just I think Shenmue was trying to emphasize more like serious storytelling and trying to portray itself in a more like cinematic type of a way, whereas Yakuza is just like, what if we are weird?
Yakuza
And
flat out's
weird
like,
worked out better.
see, Yakuza realized real fast that it's like being serious is dumb. Just make this a fucking comedy.
Well, the main story is serious. The main story in a Yakuza game is serious. It's just full of all the weird, silly shit. Also, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean Yakuza has a serious plot line, but like the games are fucking comedies. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yakuza
Like,
0 is one of the funniest games I've ever played.
I think the best way to say it is Shenmue is pretentious. Yakuza is not pretentious.
Yakuza is very willing to make fun of itself, which is kind of the appeal.
Exactly. So, and I think that's why it succeeded where Shenmue failed. But also, it took Yakuza a long time to actually become the success that it is now. So,
yeah, it happened. It just Yakuza 0 hit just right, and that kind of is the.
I'll still play it. I swear to God, I'll play it one day.
It is tough because
when I clear out some of the games I'm working on now, I'll boot it up. It's just I'm kind of busy right now with everything. So when I get time to play another fun game, I will boot up. In fact, I booted it up out of curiosity to see like when did I play this the first time? My save file was from 2022. I haven't touched it in 3 years. Well, because I remember I was playing it and it bugged me that it didn't have like an English dub because I'm that guy. But I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I didn't like the combat. And it just felt like the early part of the game is just watching. Okay, I can play. You play for 10 seconds and then you watch for a long time. You know, it was just the beginning pacing I did not like at all.
It is a little rough, I will admit that. But once you get into it, once you actually get into the swing of it, it is so fucking fun.
Yeah, like I think the modern Like a Dragon games do better at getting you into it quicker.
They do.
But also I think Pirate Yakuza had a bit of that issue as well, where it's just like, God, just let me play that goddamn game, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of my issue with some Japanese games where it's just too much fucking talking. Like, let me play the game, please.
Yeah.
Because it's good. I know it's good. I just need to get there. So, but anyways, that is all the news for this week. Did we get any new Nintendo music?
Not that I saw.
I mean, they kind of blew their load with all those games, so they probably just were like, hey, we can't be bothered.
Yeah, those 4 sound effects in that one tennis game really took it out of it.
And all 3 Pilot Wing games. Whew.
Yeah. So,
they did drop some of the Kirby Air Rider stuff early.
Oh, cool.
Sure. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised they haven't done that with other Switch 2 games. Like when it drops, just drop the fucking soundtrack and the music.
I'm still sitting here
like Mario Kart World isn't there. Dragon Drive isn't there. Donkey Kong Bonanza, like that's easy. Just throw the thing in there. It's like a cross thing.
Yeah.
We'll get them in 20 years.
Yeah, I know, right? There's got to be licensing issues or something they're dealing with.
They own the music. What do you mean licensing issues?
I don't know. Like, why haven't
Nintendo owns everything? They just like being dicks about letting us do their stuff. That's how they've always been. That's how they always will be. People eat it up.
But yeah, I guess we should probably get into our game.
Oh yeah. Seal of the Pharaoh.
So, fun fact, this is actually one of the first 3DO games I got.
What I assume it was a cheap one. Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, from a good
audio listeners, he got it at a Goodwill for $1.99.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone to a Goodwill, when I look in like the CD and DVD stuff, I'm like, maybe there's a video game in here. Let me see. Never.
No, they're
never seen one.
They know what they have now.
Well, they don't even section them off anymore. Yeah. Unless they're just putting them on the auction, because Goodwill has like an online auction website like eBay, where I know they put some of the bigger stuff on there.
Yeah. So, Seal of the Pharaoh. This is a game. That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
technically
it's very much a game.
it's technically the first RPG we're covering for the system.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I mean, there wasn't a lot of them on here, so.
No, and this is probably the strangest one. So
In Japan, it's called Virtual Quest Pharaoh no Fuin. We're
It's
no
also-
Fuin.
yeah, it's also like the developer for it is kind of interesting. So it was developed by System Seicom, who is a developer that apparently still exists, maybe, or not. It's very hard to tell by this list of games.
It's weird with like certain Japanese studios. They'll like barely do anything, but they still exist. Like Treasure.
Yeah,
Treasure hasn't made
Yeah.
a new game in like 10 plus years, and yet they're still around. I mean, they'll occasionally like, oh, here's shit, what is it? Was like, here's like Ikaruga for Switch or whatever. And it's just like, oh, okay, they're still around, but they don't like do anything.
like I was looking at their game list of games they made, and like the only one that immediately caught my attention was they actually did the Saturn port of Gale Racer, or Rad Mobile as it's known in the arcades, which is famously the first appearance of Sonic the Hedgehog. believe it or
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's
That's cool.
it's that racing game where he's the keychain.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that clip
Um,
before. They also did Mansion of Hidden Souls.
They made a game called Deep Fear for the Saturn, which I've never heard of, and this cover is
Deep Fear. What?
oh, it never came out in the US. That's why.
Hold on. Deep Fear. Hold on. Deep Fear, Sega Saturn. Oh, yeah, I've seen this cover before. It's basically Resident Evil on a boat.
So it's Carrier. Okay.
Let's see. Set on the underwater Big Table Research Facility in the Pacific Ocean, the player controls John Mayer, but spelled like a mayor of a city, as an unknown infection begins transforming the facility staff into hostile mutants. John explores the Big Table. I am the table, gathering items and resources while fighting enemies and looking for a way to escape the facility. So it's like an underwater Bioshock, but zombies. But yeah, I've seen this game before. It came out in Japan and Europe. But never
They also
came out
made a game called Lunacy, or Torco as it's known in Europe.
Oh, that's not a lunar game?
No. No. It's like the Seventh Guest, apparently.
Oh, I don't like the Seventh Guest.
It looks like D from this images
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, the dude is like a third eye or whatever. And yeah, then Mansion of Hidden Souls, which I have heard of before on the Sega CD and the Saturn. I think it's like similar to this, like well, it just says an adventure video game, so
Yeah.
maybe it's not at all.
Yeah, they made a lot of stuff. Most of it never left Japan. Apparently, they also helped on Blue Stinger, supposedly.
Hell yeah.
Not sure how much is. That's what Moby Games says. I don't know how much to trust that. Yeah, but they made this game, and
Well, according to this, it says they sell electronic. They left the video game business in 1998, and then I guess they just sell like electronic devices, whatever that means. Maybe they just sell Japanese computers.
oh, okay.
Who knows?
So it's a great sign when you go to the Wikipedia page and under synopsis and development, they're just blank.
This section needs expansion. You can help by adding to it.
June 2020. Oh boy.
Well, I do have a PDF copy of the manual.
I have the manual.
Yeah. So let's go. So let's go ahead and read the prologue in the manual. So we'll set the scene. So everybody get ready. The Pharaoh is calling me. It was my father who appeared in my dreams. The Pharaoh is calling me. Your father leaves you with these mysterious words in the diary and disappears into the pyramid. Written in the diary were the legends of the cursed Pharaoh, Rasius III. I'm saying that right? Whatever. The evil gods are burned, and the evil spirits shall never rise again. What are the secrets of the pyramid? Meanwhile, there was disaster in this land. The sun was covered by dark clouds, and the trees were drained of all life. Evil from the underworld escaped to plague all mankind. Has someone broken into the pyramid and disturbed the internal peace of the Pharaoh? Where is your father gone? What can be done to stop the evil? This is where your adventure begins.
It sure does. And
It's an adventure, all right.
I have to say, right off the bat, that fucking song. That fucking song. There was one track in this game for the
That's not true.
well, there's more, but the majority of the first stage, you hear this one track.
That 3-second loop over and over again.
Oh, I muted it and just put on some fucking.
I see. I thought it was so weird when I was looking at the controls, and there's a button specifically just to turn the music on and off. I'm like, that's a weird choice.
And then
I heard the music and went, "Thank God."
I muted
you
that
can't
shit.
pause the game, which is weird, but it kind of makes sense.
I muted that shit and then put on like fucking like Power Slave, like fucking Maiden and some Dragon Force.
You'd be better off just playing Power Slave, to be fair.
Yes.
I mean, this isn't really like a high intensity kind of a game, though.
No, it is. So this game's a dungeon crawler, like a very early dungeon crawler.
Yes, a first person dungeon crawler, a la Shining in the Darkness,
Etrian Odyssey, although not as fun.
Kingsfield.
Yeah. Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh yeah. I forgot they were
the first Persona.
Yeah. If only this game had School Days in it. Oh, it'd be a. Could you imagine?
Only this game had.
Though School Days, that was in the PSP remake of one. It wasn't in the original, right?
No, the original game's soundtrack is something.
Yeah. But
Persona.
I fucking love School Days. Anyway.
Revelations Persona is its own rabbit hole of weirdness. But
yeah. So basically, it's a first-person dungeon crawler where, like, the plot is your dad disappears into the pyramid, and you have to go down there and find him. Basically, all the while you're talking to like the spirit of your father. That's like this weird orange asterisk with eyeballs.
He pops out of the floor every now and then and goes, "Help!
You need this thing." And you're like, "Okay, sure. Could you tell me where it is?" "No, I gotta fuck off." Like, where are you going? Why are you like? Honestly, this game could have used a Navi, and your dad being Navi would have been perfect. And then like Rassius 3, I'm pretty sure that was a real Pharaoh. What, like, he occasionally appears as like a 3D monstrosity. Like, I think you're ready to take out this weird evil thing, and then you take out the weird evil thing. Like, what the fuck, man?
Personally, I like Flamey. Did you meet Flamey?
Flamey. Which one was that?
This guy.
That's your dad.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait, Flame. Yeah. He looks like an orange asterisk to me.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the random face for a minute that pops up out of the ground every now and then.
Oh, where he's like, if you had a map, it would be much easier. And I'm like, I have the map, you son of a bitch. Shut up.
Yeah. No, I love Flamey because Flamey's advice is always so fucking obtuse. Like, like my favorite is like, fire is weak to water. Like, thanks.
Sure.
Thanks for sharing.
I thought it was the opposite, but whatever. Pokemon rules, whatever.
So you know what's kind of cool? The manual just has fucking maps to the dungeons.
Yes, and oh my god, lifesaver. Because when I started playing it, and you go down to the first level, and then so basically how you navigate it is it's all like turn-based weirdly, where you can only go like one step at a time, and then at every step is like it'll stop, and then like say an enemy will pop up or like an item depending on where you are, right? I mean, and you can hold the button to just kind of go through or whatever, but like it's one of those very old dungeon crawlers, as we had mentioned, or even say the dungeons in the original Phantasy Star.
Yes.
Where there's no map at all, and you just kind of have to figure it out, right? Like you could draw it on the grid paper if you're that kind of person. But for me, I'm just like, fuck that. I'm not going to do that shit. I don't have time. So having the maps in the manual is really a big game changer. Even when the game gives you maps, the problem I had was it didn't really, it doesn't have a little icon being like, you're right here.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes the maps pointless because then you just have to kind of guess where you are anyway. But it's easier to have the map in the manual. So when you're playing the game, you can refer to be like, okay, I'm here, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, this game is very like, you can tell it's one of the first of its kind.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
That they probably played, like Shining in the Darkness or whatever, and wanted to do something with it, but embrace the 3D graphics of the 3DO to try to make something a little bit more unique. And then going for the Egyptian aesthetic, which I fucking love. I love when games do that, like the aforementioned Power Slave, Assassin's Creed Origins, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, like all that stuff. I love the Egyptian theme in video games. I always think it looks really cool.
I like the enemy designs. Like I think the actual like all the little like characters you run into throughout this game are very unique. I think it's more just the actual like, because you're going to see a lot of pyramid. Like it's going to be it's not the most impressive 3D you'll ever see in a game.
Yeah.
But the enemy designs are very colorful and make up for it, weirdly enough.
Yeah, because you get like your slime, your typical slime character. And then you get like these like evil crickets.
Yeah, they pop up. Like my favorite is that weird like mushroom looking thing that looks like the like gyroids from like Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, it's like a sand punching bag.
Yeah,
like a mushroom head. Yeah,
I always see these things. It's just weird.
Oh yeah.
I also have to say, like this cover is nothing like what the game actually is.
Yeah, show that cover to the camera.
It's like it's a random Pharaoh looking man with a dinosaur chicken thing.
Yeah, because you look at the cover on like of the long box, and it's much more accurate.
Yes,
to what the game actually is. And yeah, like much like other dungeon crawlers and RPGs of this era, it doesn't tell you jack shit unless you have a manual at all. It's a manual game. Like you need it like kind of resting on your lap as you're playing the game, because you have like, it's so weird. You can turn the status like off and on, like your health and the enemy's health off and on, but why would you turn it off?
Yeah, I know. It's
like ever. There's like nothing ever shows up where that would be blocking it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like it's weird too, because like the combat itself, I had no issues with. Like it is a very simple RPG.
It's basically like a mystery dungeon. You just mash the attack button to win.
Yeah, it's very much like I didn't run into a problem, and I didn't beat the game because I got really bored after a while. But
me too, actually. I got to like I got to the 4th floor. Like I'd beaten the 2nd boss.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I got turned around and got completely lost. I totally lost track of where I was. And I was just like, okay, fuck it. I'm not going to bother trying to figure it out again.
So I got like apparently really close to the end. I was definitely on the 4th floor. At some point, I got to a point and I just fell asleep. Playing the game. I was like, because I played this late at night.
Sealing the Pharaoh right there,
And I was like playing it. And then the next thing I knew, it was like a couple hours later, and the 3DO was still on. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I got enough for our review.
Yeah. But yeah, like the combat, it's just mystery dungeon where you just mash A. It feels like it's almost. I hate to use the term ATB, but it's like you can just kind of mash the attack button, and a lot of times you'll get in 2 hits before the enemy can get in a hit.
Yeah,
but it seems like it varies because like. Those like fucking dogs, like when you first find the dogs, they're fucking insanely difficult, right? But one thing the game does I think is actually really interesting and good is the more you use your weapons, the better you get at them.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy. It's like Final Fantasy 2.
Yeah, or like Elder Scrolls.
What a kind weird of thing. Comparison, but yeah.
One of the good things about FF2. But it makes sense in like a game like this, right? Where it's like, the more I don't use the club. I just throw the club icon at the enemy, and that seems to hit them. Or when you get, it's like the knife or the sword, and it like in your inventory, it's sideways, and then when you use it, it's sideways. Like
Yeah.
they didn't bother changing. They didn't bother flipping it vertically to make it look like you're stabbing them.
I love janky games like this where it's like they did not give a shit and they just were like,
Yeah,
yeah, that'll work.
It does come off a little bit lazy. And like I was able to get the axe, and for some reason when you use the axe, the animation, it looks like it's being thrown at you, like you're not throwing it
Yeah.
at the enemy. It really strange, but but that's the thing. It works. You just kind of you roam around this dungeon. You'll find rooms. Sometimes you'll fight an enemy. There'll be treasure or secret items. And then if you search the rooms in the right way, you can find health upgrade. You can find health, not upgrades. You actually get a fair amount of health at the start of the game, but like health potions or like holy water, which you can use on certain enemies to just one shot them, which is great. And then you you figure your way around to get all the right stuff to go to the boss, to go keep going down. You fight the boss, you beat the boss, you get an extra purple on your level up, which I don't know if that necessarily makes you stronger or not.
I could not tell. It was more like weaponry just made me stronger, to be honest.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's serviceable.
It's
like, I wouldn't say it's bad.
No, it's not. Like, it is like the most okay game I think we've played. Like,
yeah.
Also, in the manual, there is a whole section on how to clean your disc. If you could see, yeah.
That's very nice. Thank you.
It's like, okay. Apparently, you're not supposed to clean it side to side. You're supposed to go away from the center.
Yeah, that's how I was always taught. Where it's you hold it like this, you spray a little bit, and you just go like that. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Meanwhile, everyone at the store is just rubbing it on their fucking shirt. Like, yep, that's right.
or if you go to a retro store, they probably have one of those like resurfacer machines, and they just put it in there.
Yeah, and they're always like, I can't do this with GameCube games because it might destroy the data. And I'm like, okay, good to know, I guess.
They're durable. They're fun. I didn't know you could run away from battles. I mean, you don't really need to, because also the game isn't difficult.
No, I never actually died.
I died a couple times, but that's when it was like, say, like the dog would just beat my ass, or I think it was like the first time I was like fighting one of the bosses or whatever, and I was trying all my different items to try to see if there was an easy way to kill him, and there was, but I just wasn't doing them correctly, and so he just kept hitting me, and I died. The ending is funny because it just cuts to like a cutscene of like a sarcophagus with like a weird face on it that looks like somebody smushed it in from the other side, or like Han Solo encased in carbonite kind of a face.
That's
and
fun.
It slowly opens and it cuts to you like getting put in it, and then it just closing on you, which is funny.
Morbid but funny.
Yeah, it's just like that. This game is just, it's very like fundamental. Like, I think they just thought that the Egyptian aesthetic would carry the whole game as far as like personality and like vibes and everything, when really it's like, no, you kind of need the gameplay to do that. And I mean, the gameplay's fine. It's not badly designed or poorly made or ridiculously difficult or anything like that, but it doesn't do anything that exciting. Like, the animations aren't really there. The enemies get too repetitious. I mean, they're funny to see, like that weird, like as I mentioned before, the dog, like the 3D dog that'll just bite your face or whatever. Like, it's cool the first time, but after like the 100th dog, it's like, I get it.
It suffers from what a lot of like a lot of dungeon crawlers or roguelikes suffer from, where they just get repetitive as shit.
Yeah, and roguelikes now do a better job of playing into the repetition, whereas like this just doesn't play into it at all. Like, and you'll see things where like that random thing will come down from the ceiling with like the red light, but you have to have the right item for you to go through, otherwise it'll squish you with the spikes.
Yep.
It has some like kind of puzzly things about it, but at the end of the day, it's just not a super well designed game. Really.
No, it's like they made a functional game, but then they used all the budget to make it function, and they were like, shit.
We don't have time to make it good. It needs to be out.
Yeah, because that's why I think another thing too is like the soundtrack is very, as we said,
it's just a 3-second loop, and the further in you go, the music does change.
Hmm.
Like it's still a 3-second loop. It gets better,
Yeah.
but it's still a 3-second loop that you get sick of really fucking quick.
It's like the goddamn dungeon music in Zelda 1, like where it's just like after a while you're just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
exactly. So
And then the graphics are very repetitive because it's all just pyramid wall.
again, I like the ancient Egyptian aesthetic, but
I do too. I just wish they did more with it because it just felt very
the
bland.
problem is with like the really not good map system, as you said, like every wall and floor just kind of look the same.
Yeah,
And
it's like very easy to get lost.
oh my god, it's so easy to get lost. Like you need more, like maybe more turns or just like have just more shit on the walls, so I can be like,
Yeah.
okay, like this wall has this thing, so I'm here, and then I need to, like you need to have those kind of like little guides to help people figure out where they need to go. But also, I think early dungeon crawlers kind of struggle with that as well, so they're not really the only one.
Oh yeah, like playing an early like Shin Megami Tensei is rough because it's like, yeah,
I've heard the tales.
So looking at reviews, because there actually are a fair amount of reviews for this game on
More reviews than anything on the development of the game.
yeah, and oh, are they all over the place? Like
Yeah, yeah.
EGM gave it a 19 out of 40. Game Fan gave it 212 out of 300.
I hate that.
What a randomly obtuse review. Game Pro gave it 16 out of 20. That's probably actually no, there's one that's much nicer.
Okay.
Hyper gave it 5%. Next
like
generation,
out of 100%.
I'm assuming, yeah. It wasn't hyper enough for them. That's why. Next generation, 2 out of 5 stars. Computer plus video Gyochi gave it 81 out of 100.
Video Italian.
Okay. Electronic Entertainment gave it 1 star out of 5.
Okay.
Ultimate Future Games 65%, and Video Game gave it 22 out of 30. So very the reviews are all over the place. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, I found the hyper review. For comparison, they reviewed Wicked 18 right next to it, and they gave that a 68.
And that's the weakest of the golf games.
Yeah. So visuals, they gave a 40, sound a 40, gameplay a 10, and then long term, I think
they gave the
replayability.
They gave the soundtrack higher than the game. What were these? Okay.
Yeah, and then long term, which I think is just the like replayability, they gave a 1 to. But overall, somehow that goes to a 5. I don't know how the math works on that. It seems skewed. Let's see. Oh dear, in all my days as a freelance games abuser, never have I come across anything quite so dreadful as Seal of the Pharaoh. Sure, I hate a dragon, and the mere mention of Mickey and Minnie's great circus adventure is enough to send me into a depressive fit. But this game, waste of time is far more apt, really takes the cake. It's a role-playing game that is so basic, so dull, and just downright stupid that words cannot describe the feeling of utter revulsion I got when I played it.
I miss snarky video game reviewers when they actually had
fun. Why? Well, because we're talking about a 3DO game here, not just a dodgy PC shareware game or a sloppy movie tie-in for the 16-bitters, but a game for the new generation, high-end console nirvana that's supposed to be happening. The competition is supposed to be so tight that no one can afford to put a foot wrong. And here we find Panasonic trying to foist this load of donkey do on us as a new high in adventure gaming. This review
is terrible, but I love it for how well it's written. Like, he just had fun writing this more than anything.
It's so good, man. I need to see where he talks about the sound. I'm trying to find it. The sound effects and voices are reasonable, but unremarkable. And overall, the nicest thing I can say is that as an experience, for this is what 3DO games are meant to be, it is at best bland. Look, I don't want to talk about this game anymore. Just don't even touch this boggy piece of shit. You might catch something.
I get it, because so I looked into Hyper. Hyper was a Australian gaming magazine that ran from 93 to 2019.
Hell yeah.
So now I get it why it's so this guy has so much fucking character.
Yeah. Let's see. It was written by Russell Hopkinson. I don't know if he's still doing stuff. I googled it and I just see like a musician named that, and I'm like, could it be the same guy? I don't know.
He's not listed in like the notable staff, so he might have been like a one-off writer. But
I mean, he said he was freelance.
Oh, that's probably yeah.
So yeah. I just love seeing all these reviews from back then. I mean, I could see it kind of being all over the place because, like, for a early entry in kind of a new genre, it's one of those games where you're just like, I don't know what to really think of it, you know? Like, even as I was playing it, I'm like, there is like little things to talk about, but as far as like the entire package goes, it's just kind of, as they said, average. Like, it doesn't really stand out in any sort of unique way. Like, it doesn't have like the charm of the Shining series. It doesn't have the intrigue of Kingsfield. It just doesn't have any of that, really. It just kind of boils down to just like a boilerplate dungeon crawler, which is a genre of games that I'm not really that big of a fan of in general.
Yeah, a dungeon crawler has to be really well made to get to hook me. And I will say, like, I got farther in this one than I expected, but at the same time, this one is going to be hard to must play. Okay, stay away. I think.
Oh, you think?
Because I don't want to say it's a stay away because it's not bad, but
no,
it's
it's not bad at all.
But I also don't want to call it okay because
you feel like you're giving it too much.
Okay's being too nice. I guess it's like I guess like a sure why not, because like, if you find it for $2 like I did, I mean I don't feel ripped off.
No, I mean I played it for free on the internet, so I don't feel ripped off at all either.
And I got a fancy case and everything, so
yeah, and I don't think Panasonic gives a shit that I emulated it.
I bet if you asked a Panasonic person about this, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Oh,
we never made a 3DO. Go away.
It says your name on there. That's nothing. That's AI.
It's like you made that yourself.
You did this. I mean, I'd give it an okay.
Okay,
it's okay.
It's if you find it for cheap and you're feeling curious for a dungeon crawler that's mindless, sure.
If you like dungeon crawlers, you might get something out of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's worse things on this console to play.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I just recently beat Bubsy 3D. I'm like, any game's fucking better than that. Like this is fucking Metroid Prime compared to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's okay. I there have been so many times I've played a game for this and I'm like, I fucking hated this. I hate everything about this, right? This wasn't that. It doesn't that's the thing, it doesn't even have that much in there to hate.
Yeah, like thinking of like, yeah, because like comparing this to say like another absurd 3DO only game like Cyberdillo, is just...
That's a worse game, but it's more interesting.
Cyberdillo is so Cyberdillo's appeal is the fact that it's so like what the fuck random.
Yeah. OMG random.
But it doesn't function really at all.
No, not at all.
This functions, but it's kind of boring. So it's
yeah.
There are better first person.
I've had meals that were more interesting than this game.
Yeah, which is a shame too, because like I kind of when I bought it, I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Oh, it's an RPG, and then you play it and you go, no.
Not all RPGs are good, Bill.
Also, it says a lot about my backlog where I've had this game since I got my 3DO, and this is the first time I played it.
When did you buy that? 10 years ago?
I got my 3DO in 2018, so
around
there.
7 years ago?
6-7 years. It's been a backlog game for a while.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. The backlog is a mysterious, wondrous thing.
A thing we all hate, but we keep just adding to it because we can't help our fucking selves.
Because
with
we
buying
like to
games.
see, we like to build our little museums, and then we just look at it and be like,
And go, oh, isn't that nice? And then we never play it ever.
well, you bring your friends over, like, look at this, and they're like, oh, cool, do you want to play? Like, no, just look.
No, fuck you.
No
Like
touch.
how much did that game cost you? $300. Oh, how was it to play? And you're like, play? What do you mean? I just collect these things.
How much was that game? $500. How did it play? It was shit.
Why was it $500? Because some dude on the internet said it was good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some fat dude with a beard said it was cool. I'm like, okay. He has 10 million subs. He wouldn't lie to me. Metal Jesus wouldn't lie to me. Sorry.
It's hard. It's hard.
I didn't mean to throw strays. I didn't mean to throw strays at Metal Jesus. I think he's a lovely man.
That's kind of the thing with Metal Jesus. It's like you get annoyed by this stuff, and then you actually watch it, and you're like, he's such a nice guy. How can you hate him?
He's just kind of blissfully unaware, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is.
But hey, credit to him. He's able to be that, which is kind of impressive when you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's liked my Blue Sky posts every now and then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a Metal Jesus like once, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Hell
Came
yeah,
out of
man.
nowhere, but I was like, sure.
Dude, you should have got him on the show.
Yeah, I don't think DMing him would have gotten anywhere.
He knows the 3DO though, so we could actually
yeah.
get somebody on here who does that. That's who we should get. Metal Jesus would be a cool pick for this show.
Honestly, Metal Jesus, I just like to talk to him about fucking Sierra games because he used to work at Sierra.
Yeah. That's something people joke about with him is that he is always like, well, back when I worked at Sierra, it's like, we get it, dude. You worked at Sierra. Good for you.
I've heard his stories though, when he actually talks about it. It's really interesting. Like,
oh yeah. Again, I'm just being a dick.
Yeah.
Metal Jesus is fine.
Yeah. He's no like irate gamer or whatever.
Or what's that dude everybody hates now? Because the guy who worked at Blizzard. But he only worked there because his dad worked there.
Grums or whatever.
No, it's not Grums. God, I haven't heard that name in a while. There's some other dude that everybody got mad at because he was like, it was because of the stop killing games thing happened. And he was like, oh, it's bad. It's gonna ruin everything. And everyone's like, dude, you misunderstood what it was. And then he just kind of doubled down on it. And everyone's like, yeah, kind of fun. Pirate Software, that's his name.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
What is with Blizzard employees and making asses of themselves? Like I completely off topic here.
I mean,
but like,
Rod Ferguson seems to be doing okay. Good for him.
I always think of the goddamn Diablo Immortal drop though. Well, you guys don't have phones?
Like, I'll never forget that. You guys don't have phones? So
that was a weird case where I thought both sides looked really dumb. But I was just
yeah. Though, do people still play Diablo Immortals? I assume you can still get that for your phone.
Probably. I mean, I heard it was fine. Like
I'm sure it's fine. Yeah.
I just remember that one guy who was like, "Is this an ill-timed April Fool's joke?" I'm like, "What a fucking nerd! Like, what a nerd!" Like, I get being annoyed,
God.
but like, what a question to ask.
Oh, I love those people. They're great.
Oh yeah, I love cringy gaming moments.
Oh,
but
God, there's way too many of them to count, huh?
So next week, were we doing another Army Men?
Next week we are doing the Fatty Bear games.
Oh right. Oh good.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
in fact, we have a guest lined up for that, and he actually DM'd me today saying, "Are we still doing that next week?" And I said, "Actually, yes. Good thing you checked with me." So
nice.
We should still be good for that. So yeah, look forward to that.
We're playing our first humongous entertainment game, playing the most obscure humongous entertainment game by far.
Yeah, so obscure I had to kind of deep dive for it. In fact, actually, I just bought it on Steam.
Same. I may or may not have bought all the humongous games drunk one night. You know, it happens.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
they were doing a sale.
There are two Fatty Bear games. The second one was a little bit harder to find, but I did find it.
The second one's also not really a game. It's more like a mini game thing. So
we're just going to cover our bases and talk about both.
Okay. But yeah, so look forward to us playing a baby game next week. Um,
It makes sense with our guest coming on because they love baby games.
yeah, and we got to make up for the fact that we couldn't get him on a previous episode. So
Yeah. Longtime listeners may know who we're talking about.
yeah, but yeah. So I guess that wraps that up. Before we sign off, though, I want to thank everybody who listened to the most recent 3D out. That was a lot of fun. Thrack did an excellent job editing that.
That took a long time to edit. Oh my god, I don't think I'll ever go that hard again.
It came out great. I enjoyed that.
The problem was I did it all in like a day. When really, if I was smart and paced it out over a couple days, it would have been fine. So, but yeah, I'm glad it came out as well as it did.
Jelly did a great job. Like that was
amazing. Shout out to Jill for being great on that.
But I thanks everyone for watching it. It's doing really well right now.
Oh, fantastic!
And for anyone who hasn't seen it, check out our most recent 3D. We talked about Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. So it probably won't be the last time we talk Sonic. So
no, not at all.
Stay tuned for that.
But yeah, I guess at this point, once again, guys, thank you for joining us on the 3DO Experience. You can find the 3DO Experience on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. And be sure to check us out over on the Superpod Network. That is superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site. Check out all the awesome shows over there. And until next time,
real quick, Thrack Ops episode 3 is going to be out this Friday. I'm still working on it, but I'm going to get it out for Friday. If for some reason it doesn't hit Friday, it'll be in the weekend. So it'll vary at the most, it'll be out Sunday. Nice. But I'll try to have it out by Friday. Yep. So I'm still kind of in the process of making it.
And the link for that is in the description of the video, like always. And yeah, until next time, guys, thank you for joining us. We will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
If you're not playing on a 3DO system, what are you playing with?